I grew up in the 1960s, watching those TV commercials with those carbon sketches in Africa who stare vacantly at the camera with sad eyes at the scanty palace. And in sixth grade, my little teacher, Mr. Collar, had us change the words in the song we were singing. 3 billion people in the world, to 4 billion people in the world, and I was shocked. I couldn't believe that the population was so big, and I was more shocked because no one else in the class seemed like all discovered by this fact. A couple of days later, I called my friend Susie harder. That because there seemed to be too many people in the world for it to handle, that I wasn't going to have any kids. And she looked at me and she replied that she was going to have 3. And I felt looking alone in my beliefs. And 37 years later, I still feel looking alone in my beliefs, and I feel shocked that not more people are discovered by population growth. And I think it's because as a species, we decided not to talk about it. We kind of put it away. So I'm here to unpack it. Modern man first showed up on Earth 200,000 years ago, and by 1850, we have reproduced so successfully there were 1 billion people on the planet. That means it took 200,000 years for us to put the first billion people on Earth. The next billion came in 100 years. 200,000 years related to the first billion, 100 years related to the second billion. Now, we are 1 billion people to the planet every 12 years, and in 2011 the population reached 7 billion people. Now research is the growth comes about because of improvements in agriculture and medicine. Because as a species, we are a biological success story, survival of the fittest. We have survived. And we also religious success story, we have grown forth and multiplied. But now we have discovered, or it will be our downfall. And just to give you an idea of how fast population grows, Bangladesh has a hurricane that killed 139,000 people. How long did it take Bangladesh to replace the deaths with 139,000 new births? 2.5 weeks. Now the population is growing at just 1% a year, which might not sound like very much, but 1% of 7 billion is actually a big number. It means that every day we are 220,000 people to the planet. Every day. And this is unsustainable. Which means that at some point the world population is not just growing. The question is how? Will it stop growing because of a famine, disease, a war over resources? Or will it stop growing because people choose to have smaller families? And by smaller families, I mean one-child families. This is where people start getting nervous looking about overpopulation and population issues because they're scared that I'm not back away the rights to have children. But I don't want to give people rights away. I want to leave people's rights. Forcing people to have fewer children does not work. In fact, the fastest and most effective way to stabilize the population is to send girls to school and to empower women, and to give everyone access to and education on birth control, and those are ruthless. And as a culture, we need to emphasize the benefits of having one-child family, so people will choose to have fewer kids. Because for thousands of years, we've been inculcated with this ethic that big families are happy families and only children are lonely children. Couples like myself and my husband Ian, who have chosen not to have kids, were childless instead of child-free. And myself, several times I've been accused of being selfish because of my decision not to have children. And all this makes sense when it was important for us to look the way for us to survive, but now, for our survival, we have to not look the way, and we have to change and rewire our biology and our culture to recognize the benefits of a one-child family, because what now mostly what we see is the narratives. For example, when a country's population falls, there on this economic doom and gloom in the media, because capitalism is by all internal growth. Capitalism depends upon more and more consumers. So yeah, when population lowers, the economy will suffer, but it will suffer less than if there's no more oil and food and water, because there are 10 billion people on the planet in 40 years. This is what the UN is rejected. Now, you might be thinking, okay, this population issue sounds troublesome, but we should be having the babies. We are smart and we are educated and we listen to podcasts and we can't afford kids and heck, our offspring, they might save the world. And when my mom say, oh Alexandra, you should be a role model and your kids, they will be wonderful. And that might be wonderful, but they will also be wasteful, because now Americans use hurricane to count the resources of someone from a developing country, so it's even more important that we have smaller families. For example, someone in the United States on average uses 176 gallons of water a day compared to the average person from Africa who only uses 5 gallons a day. And let's not get with the Facebook countries either. We here in the United States we use twice the energy as someone in France or England or Japan, so there are a lot of countries that have higher fertility rates than we do here in the United States, but we all have to aspire to a one-child family, especially those of us living there. Maybe you're thinking, well, for the Accenture, technology will save us. And that's possible that we may be able to increase a few more years of resources because of some new inventions or technologies. But then, when if we can feed and house 4 billion people, what would their lives be like? The population is going to have stop growing at some point, so why not stop now? Instead of wishing that some invention or technology will save us, and that doesn't even exist yet, and we're not even sure what. So, for everyone to have quality of life, the number of humans on Earth needs to go down. And I believe that it needs to go down to 2 billion people, which sounds radical because there are 7 billion people on the planet today, but it's actually the world population of just 80 years ago. So let's change our idea of what the idea of family looks like. One is a beautiful number. And let's not be afraid to talk about population, because it is not about the rights of white people. It's about living opportunities to women, children, and future generations. And lastly, let's be part of the solution and choose from now on to reinforce no more than one child ourselves. Thank you.